What is up YouTube, my name is James. I'm bringing you guys a brand new video here today, and today I'm bringing you guys a video on how to improve your photography really quickly, more or less on how I improved my photography in about a year's worth of time. Now, in the grand scheme of things, that's fast. Improving your photography over the course of a year is very fast. Seeing that I was not very good when I first started out, and I am where I am now, I think that's rather impressive. So in this video, I'm going to be explaining to you guys what I did over the past year to improve my photography this much, and also some things I've learned the way. The first thing is, right off the bat, ditch that kit lens. That kit lens is your worst enemy. That will hold you back very, very much. You want to use a prime lens. Now, when you first enter photography, don't go out buying like a Canon 6D or a 5D Mark III or a Sony A7, A7R. I mean, I bought a Sony A7S when I first started, but honestly, it doesn't matter. Your first camera should be an entry-level camera. You don't need some fancy gear. Buy a Sony a6000 or a Canon Rebel, whatever it is. Personally, I recommend Canon for beginners because the lenses are super cheap. But if you want to do Sony, do that as well. But this prime lens will help you immensely. Having the ability to go down to f1.8 will help you so much. You'll be able to do amazing portraits, you'll be able to do really cool shots where everything's blurred out and only one subject is in focus. It's just going to help you a lot. Either a 50mm or a 24. Those are the two I'd recommend. Maybe a 35, kind of meet in the middle. Any of those would work amazing. The next piece of advice that I can give you is learn everything about your camera. Learn how to use depth of field to your advantage. Learn how to use your shutter speed, your ISO, all the little features on your camera. Learn everything. And also, learn manual focus. Manual focus is very, very important because some lenses only have manual focus. So make sure you do that because it will help you so much. Because when you're out taking photos and you want to, for example, get some cool light streaks of cars moving by, you don't know how to do it, and that's a problem. You want to know how to do things like that. You want to know how to get some really cool blur in the background or how to keep everything in focus and not have anything blurred out. So it's important to know these things. The third piece of advice that I can give you is find a general area or some locations around you that you can shoot at constantly. Now for me, I had it pretty easy. I lived in Long Island, about an hour train ride from New York City, so I was able to come to the city wherever I want at the cost of $20, obviously for the train ride, but I was in the city all the time. That's how I got really good really fast, because I literally had the world's best city as my playground. New York is a very, very, very good city for street photography or just doing portraits, all stuff like that. I had a location that was very easy to shoot in. Now, you may not be so fortunate to have somewhere like New York City. You may live in Atlanta, Georgia, or you may live in New Orleans, which I mean, that probably isn't too bad for portraits, that is. You may live in Detroit, or maybe you don't live near a big city at all. Maybe you live in the middle of nowhere in Kansas, or, I don't know, Iowa. It's okay, because when you live somewhere that is challenging by location and probably challenging to get models and stuff like that, it will only make you better. Because when you have to challenge yourself more creatively, it will make you so much better faster, because then when you're always in positions where you need to think more to find new places, you're just going to get better at it and better at it. And then when at some point in time, you're going to be, whenever you're like, oh no, where do I shoot? It's going to be easy for you because you'll be like, oh, wait, I think we can do something here because you just had so much experience shooting in shitty locations. Fourth piece of advice, find an area of photography that you really, really enjoy. You don't have to stick to that area of photography or anything like that. I'm just saying, have that area that you want to improve on the most. For example, when I first started out, I was very, very much into street photography. But I also did concerts, I also did portraits, I did all stuff like that because it all relatively interested me. But street photography was the thing that I enjoyed most, so I did it the most, and I got really, really good at it, in my opinion at least. I can still have so much room to improve, and I have so many more ideas. Oh, I can't wait. But what was funny is because I was doing all those things, all those different kinds of photography, I also developed a crazy love for portraits and concert photography to the point where I like all three equally as much. I find concert photography the most challenging. I find portraits to be the most rewarding, but I find street photography to be the most like gratifying. So I like doing all three whenever I can because it's just, I enjoy it so much. And because I did all three, it made me better at all three. For example, concert photography got me really good at being in like difficult situations and stuff like that. Being on your toes, changing settings super fast. So stuff like that. Next thing, the fifth piece of advice I want to give you is to challenge yourself creatively. No matter what, every single shoot, you should be trying something new. I want you to be either using a new prop or a different model, or maybe add 2 models to your photo. Try somewhere, a location that you never thought of before that you're just going to go to and just challenge yourself creatively. Try a completely new style of photography. Try a new editing technique. Anything will help you make you a better photographer, because then you will have that thing that you tried in your arsenal to use whenever you want. And it'll always be in the back burner of your mind. And be like, oh shit, I tried this one time, it was crazy, but it actually worked, and now I can use it whenever I want. Let's use this technique right now. And then bam. Sixth piece of advice, learn Lightroom. Lightroom, as a photographer in the beginning, is your best friend. This Lightroom, if you don't know what it is, it's a program to edit photos, and it's incredible. So Lightroom will help you organize all your photos. You can organize into collections, you can mass edit all the photos at once, you can apply presets, you can do all these things, and it's a very, very simple program to use. It takes some time to master it, but it shouldn't take you that long. While if you use it all the time, you're going to get very good at it. For me, it's taken me about a year probably to get like amazing at it. I think that I'm very good at Lightroom now, but now I'm sort of transition to Photoshop. Now if you use Photoshop, that's great, but I would use Lightroom to do your base editing, but then do your retouching or your like Photoshop edits, not in like aside. Like do your basic stuff in Lightroom, then go to Photoshop. Don't do your basic stuff in Photoshop, because then you're just wasting your time. Unless you only edit like 5 photos from a collection, then yeah, you can do it all in Photoshop, but like, if you're going to be doing a bunch of photos, use Lightroom. And also, watch tutorials on Lightroom. It will help you learn it so much faster. You can watch my tutorials, I have a bunch on my channel, or you can watch other YouTubers' tutorials. There's a crazy amount of tutorials on YouTube, and they'll all help you become a better photographer and a better editor. The 7th piece of advice I can give: collaborate with other photographers and models. Don't be crazy, don't be charging for shoots right away, like with models and stuff like that. Just collab with them. Just work together, both become better at what you do. Because you'll be able to shoot more often, and you'll be able to challenge yourself creatively, and when you're just around other creative minds, it just makes you a better creator in general. So definitely do that. Make friends, make other photographer friends, and that will really help you. And you might learn something from them, they might learn something from you. It's fun, you become actual friends, and it's a great way to meet people and just become better as well. But one thing, don't pester people to shoot with you. The 9th piece of advice I can give you is don't let yourself get down. Photography is a challenging thing to do. It's going to be a very, very big roller coaster. You're going to hit plateaus. You're going to be sad, you're going to be wondering why you're even doing this, but it's worth it. When you hit a plateau, when you've been doing so well, and all of a sudden you just, creatively you're just stuck, you're in a rut, you don't know what to do, or maybe you aren't getting likes on photos anymore. Whatever the case may be, don't let yourself get down. Keep shooting, maybe try something different. Maybe go to a completely different city and shoot there. Maybe try a different style of photography you haven't tried before, but just do something different creatively. Don't let yourself get down, and do the best you can just to keep going, keep moving forward, and eventually you'll get out of it and you'll keep growing again. Also, whenever you're in a creative rut, use that time to learn something new technically. Learn more things about your camera, maybe learn some new editing techniques in Photoshop or Lightroom, That's always a great way to make that time productive if you're not going to be shooting. And 10, my last piece of advice would be to practice. Unless you are some crazy natural photographer that can edit amazingly right off the bat, you're going to need to practice. In anything, you need to practice. If you want to become a professional soccer player, you need to practice. If you want to become a fashion designer, you need to practice. If you want to become a nurse, you need to practice. Everything you do, you need to practice. So, in photography, what do you need to do? You need to practice. If you aren't out there shooting with every single chance you get, you're not going to become better fast. You'll not become better slowly over time, but you're not going to become better fast. The whole idea of this video is to get better fast. I shot every single chance I could get. Whenever I would, the weather was good, or maybe the weather was bad, I came to the city and I shot. I got a little like sidetracked for a couple months. I wasn't shooting as much and it just wasn't going well. I wasn't feeling it late for some time. But that was only for a little while. I kept making videos and I got out of it and I kept shooting again. But every single chance you get, shoot. Shoot, shoot. Edit, edit, edit. Photography is 50% photography and 50% editing. If you don't edit your photos, just stop. You need to edit photos. Your photos, you'll never be taken seriously if you don't edit photos. When you're not doing photography, you should be editing. Editing every single photo you get, whether it's good or bad. Edit every single photo. Challenge yourself. Try new editing techniques. Try a different style of editing. Every single chance you get, learn things new and practice. Because if you practice as much as you possibly can, you will get better so much faster. If you just sit there and just like, whatever, I'll shoot like maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, just forget about it. You're not going to get that good that fast. You can get better over time, but like, it won't be the same if you're shooting 2, 3, 4 times a week. That's how you get better fast. And always try new things. If you're practicing but you're not trying new things, you might as well not even be practicing. Because photography is all about improving, and if you do the same things over and over again, you're not going to improve. By trying new editing styles, using new editing tools, you're going to get better a lot faster because you're going to learn new things about editing that you didn't know about before, and those things only come with practice. So, make sure you practice. I can't stress that enough. That's the most important tip out of this whole video. Just fucking practice. Please, please, just do it. Anyway guys, that's been the video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think of this video in the comments below. Let me know what kind of videos you want to see next. I'm getting my 24 to 70 soon. I'm going to be vlogging it and everything like that. I'll give you guys a room tour. All that shit when I get this lens. Probably tomorrow. Before I end the video though, I want to thank you guys for 5,000 subscribers. It's been insane. I've wanted to do YouTube since I was a kid. I tried it when I was like 14 and I failed consistently. And to see my channel finally growing into something, I've literally gained 2,000 subscribers in the past month. That's incredible to me. I thank you guys so much for supporting me and enjoying the videos, commenting, liking, subscribing, all that shit. Thank you so much. But anyway guys, that's it for the video. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
This is the sound of the skin on a linoleum floor. This is the sound of quarantine wings in a hospital. It's not so pleasant and it's not so convincing. Oh! Woo! Finally! Wait, time up. No one jumped out. Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Oh! There it is.
So, Logic followed me on Instagram apparently. That's kind of interesting.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, that would have been crazy.
Out here catching bangers. I hate myself. Like I do. I actually hate myself.
I hate you too.
Thanks.